God says, "My child." There are moments in life when the world seems to shift beneath your feet, and you feel powerless, as if fate itself has turned against you. Today is one of those moments. Your heart may be heavy, your mind racing, but know this: nothing is beyond God's control. Angels surround you even when you cannot see them, and Archangel Michael is standing at the edge of every shadow, ready to protect and guide you. Your mother is in the hospital, her strength fading not from ordinary illness, but because of unseen forces acting through someone you trust, someone who is meant to be close to your heart. The one you are destined to marry is hiding a darkness that has reached into the life of your family. It is difficult to comprehend how someone who will become your life partner could be linked to such pain. Yet the truth is often hidden in ways the heart struggles to understand. God allows these moments to reveal the reality of human intentions, to separate loyalty from deception. You may feel anger, confusion, and betrayal, but hold firmly to your faith. This trial is not only for your mother's life but also for your soul, to awaken the wisdom that can see through illusions. Angels are whispering warnings into the silence of your mind. Listen carefully, my child, for these whispers are lifelines. The hospital is not just a place of sickness, it is a crossroads of fate. Every beep of a monitor, every hurried step of a nurse, every silent prayer in the waiting room is a moment that carries weight beyond comprehension. Your mother's heart is fragile now, not only because of her physical body but because of the spiritual energy around her. There are forces at play that are subtle, hidden, yet powerful. God does not allow your loved ones to suffer without purpose, but He does expect vigilance. You are being called to recognize the danger before it escalates, to act with discernment rather than fear. As you walk the sterile corridors, you may feel eyes on you, judgment in the air, even whispers that seem too faint to grasp. That is the energy of manipulation. People around you may seem kind, but their actions may conceal intentions that are not aligned with your well-being. Your future wife, in this moment, may not appear as the threat she is. The ones who hurt us often do so under the veil of love, kindness, or trust. This is why God is asking you to pay attention to the signs, to the small details others dismiss. A look, a hesitation, a word left unsaid, these are the footprints of truth that angels guide you to notice. Archangel Michael is by your side, my child, holding his sword not to punish, but to protect. Imagine the weight of his wings, the light of his presence shielding you from deceit. Feel it around you as you sit by your mother's bedside. Your love and prayers, even if quiet, summon divine power. The hospital room is heavy with unseen tension, but it is also a place where faith can intervene. Hold your mother's hand, speak to her softly, and tell her she is safe in God's hands. Even if she cannot respond fully, your presence sends energy that strengthens her spirit. Do not be surprised if confusion rises within you. It may feel impossible to reconcile the person you love with the harm that is surrounding your family. Your emotions are a battlefield. One side wants to deny reality, to protect the image of the person you believe in, while the other side is screaming for truth. This is the exact reason God allows angels to guide you. The human heart alone can be deceived. Archangel Michael and the other angels provide clarity, showing you which paths are safe and which are poisoned. Your mother's hospitalization is the sign that you cannot remain passive. Action, prayer, and discernment are required now more than ever. There will be moments of doubt when you question whether you should confront your future wife or wait and see. God says, "My child, patience and wisdom must guide your actions." Blind confrontation can cause harm, yet ignoring the signs can cost more than you realize. Angels advise that your first step is to protect your mother fully. Speak with the doctors, observe the patterns in her illness, and notice anything unusual. Sometimes harm is hidden in the ordinary, in small manipulations or overlooked details. You are being called to see beyond appearances, to trust your intuition as it aligns with divine guidance. In this time of crisis, your prayers are more than words, they are shields. As you speak to God in the quiet moments, imagine Archangel Michael lifting the darkness, cutting through any malice aimed at your family. Visualize a light around your mother's bed, keeping her safe, while a barrier forms between her and the hidden influence of your future wife. This is not punishment, my child, but protection. Angels act to preserve life and truth, not to create unnecessary suffering. Your role is to recognize their work, cooperate, and stay vigilant. Remember, betrayal does not diminish your worth or your future. The pain you feel now is temporary, though it may feel immense. God has allowed this situation to surface early, so that deception does not destroy your life later. Trust that every piece of this puzzle has meaning. Your mother's spirit, your own awareness, and the divine protection surrounding you are threads in a larger tapestry. Archangel Michael's presence is a reminder that no darkness can overpower the light if you hold on to faith, discernment, and courage. As you sit by her side, you may notice fleeting thoughts, doubts, or fears about your future wife. These are not accidents. They are signals from the divine, urging you to watch, listen, and act carefully. Take note of her words, her behavior, her decisions. Angels can guide your understanding, but you must remain alert. Your mother's health is intertwined with choices that will shape your life for years to come. The awareness you cultivate now will protect not only her but also your future, your family, and your own spirit. God's message is clear: do not allow love alone to blind you. Protect your mother first. Trust the signs that angels give you. Archangel Michael is already cutting through confusion, shining light where darkness seeks to hide. Your heart will ache, but faith will guide you to clarity. You are not alone. Even when betrayal seems close, divine presence is closer. Your mother's life, your awareness of hidden danger, and the lessons you learn through this trial are all part of a plan greater than you can see. Stand firm, my child. Stay vigilant. Speak softly to your mother, pray silently, and listen to the whispers of the angels. This hospital room, heavy with pain and unseen forces, is also where divine protection gathers. Your awareness, guided by God and Archangel Michael, can shift the course of events. What may feel like helplessness is actually preparation, a time to align your heart, strengthen your faith, and be ready for the revelations that will soon come. The moments after realizing your mother's hospitalization are filled with an almost unbearable weight. Every second stretches like an eternity as your mind replays every detail, searching for a clue, a reason, any explanation that could make sense of the situation. God knows the pain that courses through your heart, my child, and He allows you to feel it so that your awareness sharpens. The angels around you, led by Archangel Michael, are vigilant, observing the energy that surrounds your family, and quietly nudging you toward truth. You may not yet fully understand how your future wife is involved, but the signs are there, small yet undeniable, woven into the threads of reality that only those guided by God can see. It begins subtly. Perhaps a missed call from your mother that you know she would never have ignored, a tone in your future wife's voice that carries a hint of impatience or annoyance when speaking about your family, or an offhand comment that now seems loaded with hidden meaning. At first, the mind tries to dismiss these moments, to convince you that you are overreacting, that your imagination is creating shadows where none exist. This is exactly why God asks you to trust your instincts. Angels, including Archangel Michael, work in subtle ways, planting thoughts, nudging attention to details that the human mind might overlook. These seemingly small moments are the breadcrumbs leading you toward understanding the full picture. The hospital becomes a place of tension, where every interaction is a test of perception. You notice the way your future wife talks about your mother, how she smiles when mentioning the doctor, but fails to ask meaningful questions about your mother's health. These are not accidents. Often, those who wish harm hide it under normalcy, under acts that appear ordinary. God allows you to see through the veil because awareness is the first form of protection. Angels guide you to pay attention to energy, to observe carefully, and to discern between truth and deception. Your mother, fragile and vulnerable, depends on more than just medical care. Her spirit is delicate now, and spiritual forces can affect physical well-being. Archangel Michael stands close, unseen yet present, cutting through negative energies and providing a shield. You may not feel it directly, but the presence of divine guardians is constant, working to counteract any hidden harm. This is why your prayers carry weight. They summon the power of heaven into your immediate reality, reinforcing protection around your loved ones. As the hours pass, you begin to recall moments that now seem significant. Perhaps it was a small disagreement with your future wife that seemed insignificant at the time, or a pattern of behaviors that now appears deliberate. God is patient, revealing truth piece by piece so that you are not overwhelmed by sudden realizations. Angels guide your awareness, helping you see that some actions are not accidents, that intentions can be hidden in everyday interactions, and that your mother's illness may not be as simple as it appears. You may feel anger rising towards someone who is supposed to love and support you. This is natural, my child, and God understands these emotions. Anger, when aligned with purpose and clarity, becomes a tool of discernment. It helps you separate what is true from what is false. Yet God also reminds you that acting blindly on anger can be dangerous. Archangel Michael whispers guidance to the heart: remain vigilant, gather information, and protect your mother's spirit before addressing confrontation. Every step you take must be guided by faith and divine wisdom, not just human emotion. There is also fear, the fear of betrayal, the fear of the unknown, and the fear that someone you are meant to love could cause pain. God acknowledges your fear, but He does not let it dominate. Instead, He provides strength. Angels illuminate the path, showing that no darkness can overpower divine light. The truth may be uncomfortable, even shocking, but revelation is protection. God never withholds clarity for the sake of comfort, He reveals it so that His children may act with power and awareness. During quiet moments, when the hospital corridors are empty and your mind drifts toward worry, Archangel Michael's presence becomes more palpable. You may feel a sudden warmth, a subtle lightness, or an inner voice reminding you to remain steadfast. These are not coincidences. Divine signs manifest in ways that calm the heart and strengthen the spirit, preparing you for what must be done. Your mother's well-being depends on your ability to stay strong, clear-minded, and connected to God's guidance. The more you observe, the more patterns emerge. Small actions from your future wife that once seemed ordinary now appear intentional. Perhaps she avoids doctor's updates, minimizes your mother's symptoms, or subtly discourages certain treatments. These are signals that require careful attention, not confrontation yet. God and His angels instruct patience and strategy, ensuring that every move you make is informed and protected. This is the difference between acting in fear and acting in divine alignment. Even in these tense circumstances, God reminds you that hope is never lost. Your mother's life is sacred, and every effort, prayer, and action in alignment with divine guidance strengthens her. Angels are constantly reinforcing protection, cutting away spiritual interference, and ensuring that divine energy flows where it is most needed. You are not powerless. Your awareness, guided by faith, is an instrument of protection as potent as any medical treatment. Your thoughts may wander to what will happen if the truth comes out, how your future will be affected, how relationships will shift, and what the consequences might be. God's message is simple yet profound: trust in Him and His angels. Outcomes that are guided by divine wisdom will always preserve your well-being and the greater good. Archangel Michael stands ready, not only to shield your mother but also to ensure that justice and truth unfold according to God's plan. Every heartbeat, every whisper of concern, every prayer spoken quietly in the middle of the night becomes part of a spiritual armor. Angels are working behind the scenes, removing obstacles, alerting you to danger, and strengthening your discernment. Your mother's hospital room is no longer just a place of illness, it is a spiritual battleground, where faith, awareness, and divine intervention converge. God asks you to remain attentive to signs, to trust your intuition, and to recognize that the future is not fixed. Your actions now, guided by prayer and angelic presence, can change the course of events. The involvement of your future wife, though painful to consider, serves a higher purpose, awakening clarity and ensuring that only truth and protection guide your family. Stay strong, my child. Even when betrayal seems close, divine forces are closer. Your mother's life, your awareness of hidden danger, and the revelations that are beginning to unfold are all part of a divine plan. Angels guide, protect, and illuminate, ensuring that you are prepared to face the challenges ahead with courage, wisdom, and faith. The truth is emerging slowly, like the first light of dawn after a long night. God allows these moments to teach, protect, and prepare you. Archangel Michael is vigilant, cutting away deception, providing strength, and offering clarity. As the story unfolds, you will begin to see who is aligned with God's light and who is not. Every detail matters. Every observation counts. And every step you take in awareness ensures that your mother remains safe and that you are ready to confront the future with divine guidance. Time feels heavier now, and the air around your mother's hospital room is thick with tension, almost as if the walls themselves are holding their breath. Every step you take echoes like a warning, every word spoken feels like it carries weight far beyond ordinary conversation. God has placed you here, my child, at this exact moment, so that your eyes may open to truths that were hidden, and so that the angels, led by Archangel Michael, can guide you toward clarity. What is happening is not random, it is a revelation, and divine forces are ensuring you will see the whole picture, step by step. The role of your future wife begins to emerge from the shadows. Small details, once overlooked, now shine with meaning. Perhaps it was her insistence that your mother's appointments be delayed, or subtle discouragement towards certain treatments. Perhaps there were moments when she smiled a little too knowingly at your confusion, or expressed concern in ways that seemed too rehearsed. These are not accidents. God allows your discernment to grow at this pace because sudden revelation could overwhelm the heart. Angels guide your awareness gently, ensuring that each realization builds your strength rather than breaks it. You may feel shock, disbelief, and pain. This is normal. No heart expects betrayal from someone who is meant to be a life partner. Yet God knows the intentions that are hidden from ordinary sight. Archangel Michael cuts through the veil, revealing patterns and motives that were concealed. The purpose is not only protection for your mother but also for your own life, so that you will not be misled by appearances. Divine intervention always comes with wisdom. Awareness now will prevent deeper suffering in the future. As you observe, you may notice the ways in which your future wife manipulates her environment subtly. Perhaps she engages with the medical staff in ways that seem helpful but carry hidden consequences, or diverts attention when serious decisions must be made. Angels whisper guidance into your mind, alerting you to these actions without exposing them fully to immediate confrontation. God's plan unfolds slowly, ensuring that your steps are measured, purposeful, and protected. Every observation you make is a piece of a larger puzzle, a map to navigate deception while safeguarding your mother. Your mother's spirit, though weak, is resilient. She may sense something is wrong, even if she cannot articulate it. Her soul reaches out to the divine for protection, and God listens. Angels surround her bed, forming an unseen shield of light that repels darkness. Archangel Michael's presence is strongest where intention meets action, cutting through subtle manipulations and guarding her from harm. The connection between your prayers and the angelic shield is powerful. Each moment of concern, each silent whisper to God, reinforces the protection surrounding her. As revelations continue, God reminds you to remain calm and focused. The truth, though painful, is a tool for empowerment. You are being shown the nature of human intentions and the importance of discernment. Betrayal can be devastating, but when observed through the lens of divine guidance, it becomes a lesson, a shield, and a call to vigilance. Angels ensure that your heart is not consumed by despair but strengthened by clarity. This is the path to overcoming deceit without losing your own spiritual balance. At this stage, the emotional weight is immense. You may feel fear, anger, or grief. God acknowledges these emotions and allows you to feel them fully. Anger, when directed with wisdom, becomes a force for discernment. Fear, when met with faith, becomes a lens to recognize threats clearly. Archangel Michael's presence transforms these emotions into tools, guiding your actions with precision and purpose. Your mother's life and your family's well-being depend on this alignment with divine instruction. You begin to understand the extent of the hidden motives. The ways your future wife has influenced your mother's condition are subtle but deliberate. Perhaps she has withheld information, suggested unnecessary delays, or used charm to mask her intentions. These actions, when viewed together, paint a picture of someone whose love is conditional, whose loyalty is compromised. God allows you to see these truths gradually, so that you can respond with awareness rather than reaction. Angels reinforce this process, ensuring that you act at the right time and in the right way. Amid these difficult realizations, God reminds you to maintain hope. Your mother is still alive, and divine protection surrounds her. Angels are constantly intervening, even in ways invisible to human eyes. Archangel Michael's sword is not one of destruction but of protection, cutting away spiritual obstacles that seek to harm your family. Every prayer you utter, every moment of vigilance, adds strength to the protective shield around your mother. Faith is the conduit through which heaven acts in the material world. As the days pass, clarity grows. You see patterns where once there was confusion. You notice conversations, actions, and expressions that reveal intent without words. God's light shines through these details, guided by the angels, illuminating paths of truth and safety. You now understand the necessity of maintaining spiritual strength, emotional clarity, and strategic awareness. What seemed like chaos is slowly being organized into a map, a roadmap that will protect your mother and reveal the nature of those around you. Your emotions may surge as you reconcile love and betrayal. God's guidance is firm: protect the vulnerable, recognize the deceivers, and act with wisdom. Anger and sorrow are not wasted emotions, they are signals, tools, and reminders of the stakes involved. Archangel Michael reinforces this understanding, helping you channel these feelings into vigilance and discernment rather than confusion or rash action. By this point, your awareness has expanded. You notice how spiritual energy interacts with human behavior, how intentions leave traces in actions, and how God and angels provide subtle clues. Your mother's presence, her courage, and your own faith create a force that strengthens the protective barrier. The future, though uncertain, is being shaped by every prayer, observation, and act of discernment. You are not helpless. Your awareness, guided by divine forces, is a shield that even deception cannot penetrate. God's message becomes clearer: the situation, though painful, is a catalyst for growth. You are learning to see truth beyond appearances, to understand intentions beneath smiles, and to act in alignment with divine guidance. Archangel Michael's role is vital. He sharpens your perception, protects your mother, and ensures that spiritual and emotional clarity emerge from confusion. This revelation, though difficult, is a turning point, preparing you for decisive action when the time comes. My child, take heart. Even in moments of betrayal and uncertainty, God's light is stronger than any darkness. Angels are constantly working to preserve life, illuminate truth, and guide action. Your mother's life, your family's integrity, and your own spiritual growth are intertwined in this trial. What seems like pain and deception now will eventually transform into protection, clarity, and divine resolution. Stand firm. Observe carefully. Pray with intention. Trust that every piece of this revelation, every moment of discernment, is part of a divine plan. Archangel Michael is watching, guiding, and protecting. The hidden truths are emerging, and with them comes the power to safeguard your family and to act with wisdom, courage, and faith. The time has come for the full revelation, my child. The shadows that have lingered around your mother's illness and the hidden actions of your future wife are now lifting, illuminated by God's light and the vigilant presence of Archangel Michael. You may have felt fear, confusion, and heartbreak, but these feelings were preparation. Every sleepless night, every moment of uncertainty, and every flicker of intuition was part of God's plan to guide you toward clarity. Angels have been at work behind the scenes, ensuring that truth is revealed without delay, and now you are ready to see what has been hidden. The involvement of your future wife, once subtle and difficult to perceive, now becomes undeniable. Her intentions, though cloaked in charm and words of care, have been revealed through patterns, actions, and spiritual insight. Perhaps she acted indirectly, influencing decisions about your mother's treatment, creating delays, or diverting attention from urgent matters. These actions, though not always visible to the eyes of others, have caused suffering and stress. God allows you to witness this not to instill anger, but to awaken wisdom, discernment, and preparedness. The angels, led by Archangel Michael, have worked tirelessly to protect your mother, but divine awareness now demands action guided by faith. You may feel a surge of mixed emotions, betrayal, sadness, and even disbelief. God acknowledges your pain, my child, and tells you that it is righteous to feel, yet he urges calm and clarity. Archangel Michael's sword is not only a symbol of protection but also of justice, cutting through deception and guiding you toward decisive action that is measured, not impulsive. Your mother's health and the safety of your family require that you act with wisdom, grounded in faith. In this moment, you understand that spiritual forces have always been at work. Angels have created protective barriers around your mother, diverting unseen harm and ensuring that her life was preserved even as hidden threats moved closer. Every prayer you whispered, every moment you held vigil by her side, has strengthened these barriers. Archangel Michael's presence has reinforced your courage, allowing you to remain observant and aware even when your heart was heavy. The divine guidance you received was never random, it has led you to this exact moment of revelation. God now instructs you to take action with deliberate care. Your future wife's influence, though significant, does not define your mother's fate. You are being called to protect, to heal, and to restore balance. This may require confronting truths, making difficult decisions, and ensuring that your mother's needs come first. Angels will guide each step, providing discernment to distinguish between necessary actions and distractions. Archangel Michael's light will continue to illuminate your path, ensuring that no darkness can overpower your courage and clarity. As the truth unfolds, you may also recognize lessons about trust, vigilance, and divine protection. Life often tests us through the actions of those we love, revealing hidden intentions so that we may learn, grow, and protect what matters most. Your mother's hospitalization, though painful, has become a catalyst for spiritual awakening, allowing you to see clearly the nature of relationships and the importance of discernment. God and angels have shown you the way, and now it is your responsibility to act with faith, strength, and wisdom. With clarity comes the ability to safeguard your mother fully. Speak to her doctors, observe every detail, and ensure that her care is not influenced by those whose intentions are misaligned. Trust in the divine guidance you have received. Your awareness now functions as a shield, protecting her from hidden harm. Every step you take, every decision guided by God and Archangel Michael, reinforces her safety and strengthens your family's resilience. At the same time, God reminds you to release bitterness and anger from your heart. While betrayal may wound deeply, faith teaches that justice and protection are in divine hands. Archangel Michael's presence ensures that the forces of deceit do not prevail over truth. By aligning your actions with divine guidance, you transform pain into empowerment, suffering into wisdom, and fear into courage. The trial, though intense, is temporary, and the outcome is shaped by your faith and discernment. As your mother's health stabilizes, you will begin to see the long-term blessings of this revelation. The awareness you have gained, the spiritual strength you have cultivated, and the protection you have activated through prayer and divine guidance will continue to safeguard your family. God's plan extends beyond the immediate crisis, preparing you for a future where vigilance, discernment, and faith allow you to build a life of safety, trust, and harmony. Archangel Michael remains close, ready to intervene whenever darkness approaches, ensuring that divine protection is ever present. This experience also transforms your understanding of love and relationships. You now recognize that intentions matter more than appearances, that actions speak louder than words, and that divine guidance is the ultimate safeguard against deception.